next, ladies and gentlemen, we have Gayathri Shetty from Gayathri Architects.
Hi, thank you FOAID for having us here. I think particularly the topic that's been chosen has been something that we've been thinking about for a long time now. Yeah, so I've put my presentation on loop so that I don't go beyond time, because there's quite the possibility that I'll go rambling on. So just wanted, this is about Bosch. We had a training center to design. And in terms of what we needed to do was, not so complicated in terms of the requirements and things like that. But more importantly was what was going into it. So we said, who is an urban Indian of the 21st century? And this question became very relevant because we were talking about this space in Bangalore, where you had India's, rapidly expanding youngest group of tech kids coming in. And of course, Bangalore was known as the garden city of India. So trying to see how we could get both these together and see how it could be relevant for the future was what we wanted to do. So this space, Bosch, is of course between, Germany and India. And we were really trying to see what could that philosophy, what could be the overlap when it came to, culture and thought processes. And we, did a little bit of study, of course, on, saying that German philosophers such as Schopenhauer and Nietzsche were, created a lot of influence because of their study of the Upanishads. And of course, this was a learning for us. And, same way in art and literature also, there was a lot of, exchange really of ideas. Architecture, we thought that the Bauhaus movement was a great influencer of Indian architecture as well, especially, B.V. Doshi's IIMB is what we thought was something that, where we found a connect. So translating this into, the site itself, we have, an entrance area where we have a double-heighted space. We have 2 blocks. We have, the main C-shaped kind of a plan where you have all the training rooms which are shown in yellow, and then you have the discussion rooms really in pink that you see. Of course, the idea was to kind of create the Indianness, and being in Bangalore, wanted really to have that central courtyard as the focus. And considering that people would be spending a lot of time indoors, we said that even during rest times or people coming out, in between conferences, there would be, it would be great to be able to kind of connect visually to the garden outside. So, talking about the Indianness and trying to see how one could connect with our own, Indian philosophy, we worked with the Vedic chakras and tried to represent them within the, the color scheme, and also with a little bit of literature written about them in the building itself. So what we did was we said we'll wayfinding by using these colors, also letting people know who use the building that this is something that is also, of Indian origin, if you like. And also, discussion rooms showing a little more information. The whole idea was that the people coming in for training centers should go out experiencing and learning a little more about their own culture. So, having said that, of course, Bosch gave us a free hand when it came to, the interiors of the space. The architecture was, of course, done alongside with our German counterpart. So, as you enter the reception area, we said that, this is the Saraswati Mandala, which has been put together more as a, again, a contemporary representative. And as soon as you come in, it's of course, a double-heighted space. We see open areas, where people can gather before they actually go into their conference rooms. We have art by Dimpy Menon. We have, seating areas. People can sit around. People can connect visually from, across the floor. The whole area is very transparent, and the architecture, of course, is very seemingly, easy. We did some, use of posters from, yesteryear, the 60s of Bosch, which were really very endearing. This is part of the landscaping where there are areas which have been used for, fireside chats, open air theater arrangement for entertainment. The dining area is really, was something that we were very, particular that we wanted in that outdoor seating. Coming to art, we said that we wanted to kind of really encompass it in a little more, across the building. So we created this larger-than-life Hamsa mural, which really has a connect both in Indian as well as German philosophy. So the idea was you see it as soon as you come in. It's very relaxing when it's within, the campus. Also to kind of name all the conference rooms that were there, we came up with an idea that would be easy enough for people to relate to, because we're talking about Indians coming from across the country. So we worked out nomenclature based on states, and also again said that it would be nice to really showcase what that particular state is known for, and learn a little bit about that particular state when you're in that space. So you can see how we've used the art and on acoustic panels as such. And of course, this is really also a conversation starter, because people come from various parts of the country, and some of it is known to you, and some of it is something that you would take back with you. These are, of course, some of the residential rooms that are there, which were very simple. Bosch was very particular. They wanted to keep it clean, neat, and as functional as possible. Getting all this art together was really a fun part of the project, because, of course, this was just post-COVID time, so people were a little nervous. But I think overall, there's a lot of art that we have used. There's a lot of philosophies that we have taken, but 10 minutes, or in fact, less than that is, not going to really be able to, give me sufficient time to talk about. This is a small home, just a few slides, Bhakti Residence. It's a home for a young family. And what we did here, we do have a space which, you can see the plan. Basically, it overlooks into this small courtyard, most of the rooms. And the idea over here was to really look at building, traditional building concepts. So whether it was an oxide floor, but taking it more in a contemporary color, looking at, of course, landscaping and, integrating, living spaces with the outdoors, creating veranda spaces, which, of course, Bangalore is extremely, familiar with, using retrofit, granite, and also using a lot of lime plaster, which really cools a building, to the best level, which is part of our tradition. Curated, light fixtures were done, volumes were connected. I think this house, which belongs to architects within the firm, Sudhir and Gauri, was also a great way of experimenting a lot with our traditional material, traditional building components, but at the same time giving a very, very contemporary feel to the entire space. So using, wood, using colors, using, areas where we could kind of experiment with different aspects, using cane for wardrobes, using skylights to bring in that light where, into different areas where we wanted to highlight certain things. Also gave a lot of, gave a different edge to this particular project. Of course, you worked with a little elements which are very Indian. The idea also was to kind of showcase it as an Indian, very Indian ethos for this house, but of course in a contemporary way. So all of this, of course, have been curated, and I think there's a lot of fun in doing some of these things this way. So just wanted to add that, 3 of us architects in Bangalore during COVID times came together to, start Triyantraka, where we hope to get architects to design stuff which we really put together, whether it's a piece of furniture or a mural or, whatever that's required. This, of course, is our team. Thank you so much.